Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Bone Podcast, where we discuss all things crypto markets. That includes the majors like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, meme coins, and of course, NFTs. Today, we're going to discuss Bitcoin's new all-time high over the weekend. We're going to talk about strategy coins continuing their takeover and a massive, massive sale this weekend. And we're going to talk about a new rewards program coming from MetaMask, maybe rewarding some old volume here. GM, if you're listening on Spaces, give us a like, give us a bookmark, give us a comment, let us know what you want to talk about. If you're feeling extra generous, give us a retweet, push us out there in the Twitter algorithm. If you're listening alongside of us on YouTube, the best way to watch, you get to see what we're talking about in real time. Give us some comments. What are you buying? What are you selling? Are you in these strategy tokens? What is going on? I'm joined today by some of my friends. We have back after a long vacation, Easy. We also have Signal. Easy, you got a new setup there. You're looking crispy. You got good lighting. How you feeling after that trip to Asia?
We're back. We're so back. It feels good, man. It feels good.
Excited.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I'm still like terribly jet lagged. I woke up at 4:30 this morning. There's this golf sim place that I pay for like a monthly membership to. I went there at 6 a.m. and played 36 holes of golf this morning.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn,
just on a sim.
awesome.
Just couldn't sleep. Woke up at 4:30. Waited till Dunkin' Donuts opened at 5. Got a coffee. Went there. Got home at like 7:30. Strained. Spent 7 ETH on strategy coins.
I was watching live today. I missed your morning show while you were traveling. I'm in the same ones you are. I was buying that the auction one. I was trying to buy this morning at 1 on their website because like after like using Punk Strategy, like okay, well they probably did a V4 hook. You have to buy through their website. I should have just bought it on Uniswap and instead of trying to mess around on their website this morning. So I got in much later, but it looks like we're both up on that buy.
Both up on that.
Massive dump from the
I'm
strategies this morning.
Also up on that. So $2.8 million clip with God knows how much slippage that person had. Just absolutely nuked the chart. I also bought another 100K of Aster at 1.85.
Well, let's go.
Took like a lot of my profits and just put it back in that. Just because I was like, dude, everyone's grave dancing on this thing, saying that like the volume's faked and all this other shit. CZ's like doing BNB team calls with like the logo on there and shit. I'm like, okay, this thing's not just going to go away. A lot of people sold because of the snapshot for season 2. And then they came out and said, you have 2 options, either take the Aster airdrop or get all of your fees back and paid out. And I want to say they're stable coin. So I think if the people who tried to farm it and ended up going EV negative, once they see that, the actual allocation for the airdrop will be significantly less for how many tokens actually hit the market. So I think there's like a lot of interesting stuff right now. It feels good to be back at my desk. Yeah, someone said it looks like a different setup. It's because I moved the desk. This office, the floor got redone. And now my desk is under like a 55-inch monitor where I currently have Bitcoin, Aster, Solana, and Ethereum charts all up at once. So I feel like I'm at like a Bloomberg trading terminal right now because I just have 4 charts up here, my extra wide monitor, my vertical monitor with chats from Discord and Telegram, and then like my main monitor for work. So I'm in heaven, man. This is great.
Man, Easy, this is the happiest I have ever seen you come when you come back from a trip. Normally you come back, you're like, life sucks. I'm jet lagged and ill.
Good.
You look really happy, man. What happened? What happened in Asia?
Nothing good. Nothing good. Like, that's a lie. It was wicked fun hanging out with Pio, Clemente, and Nick. Like, we don't have like as often as I'd like to spend time together all in person. So it was really good to hang out with those guys. And we did like we were in Thailand for 3 days, just hanging out, the 4 of us, and in between the 2 conferences, because it was like the halfway mark to get to Singapore from Korea. So that was really good. Then the other thing was like, I just feel better. I mean, I had 36 hours of travel to get back. I left Thursday night, red eye from Singapore to Korea, and then a 10-hour layover. But in the Korean airport, there's a hotel past security that does day rates. So I got a hotel for $40 for 10 hours and just slept, watched sports, like football was on, just hung out in a hotel room, not crowded by like a bunch of random people in a packed airport. So I was like, oh, this is fucking great. Got to take a shower before my next flight, sleep for like 4 hours, eat food, and just relax. And then had a 13.5-hour flight. And I was like, okay, that kind of sucked. But the flights really weren't bad, all things considered. I'm very excited to be back at my desk. I've taken a ton of money out of the market. Potentially going to be buying a house here soon, which is nice. So I'm excited about that. Other than that, though, man, I really can't complain. You know?
Wait,
really
sorry, I just have to say that's alpha. I have never heard of a hotel after security.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
So it was past security. You don't have to go back through security. It's a transit hotel. So the only negative was the hotel had no windows. So it's pitch black in there if you want it to be. So like you can sleep like as if it's overnight. So I set like a ton of alarms because I was like, dude, if I miss this flight, I'll crash out. But that was the best part and you couldn't book the room online. Everything online said that it was sold out. So I was like, fuck, let me just walk in. The lounges. So like if you're familiar with like airport lounges, people think of them as like Premier, you get free food, free drinks, all this stuff. Those lines were a few hundred people long in the Korea airport. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to go in a fucking lounge. This is insane. But then I saw the hotel. So I walked in. I was like, is there any shot you guys have a room? They're like, yeah, we got a bunch. I was like, holy shit. Dude, this is the best news I've ever heard. So threw $40 for a room. And when I tell you, it was the most peaceful experience being able to just sit in there and do nothing for X amount of time without being crowded by people and noise. And you don't hear the airport announcements. So I'm just like, okay, this is the best situation that it could have been. You know, I was like, this is great. There's a massage room. I didn't get a massage, but like there is one if you wanted to. There's a whole bunch of shit in that airport. And I'm like, okay, Korea airport's sick. Like at first I was like, damn, I had a 10-hour layover. This is going to suck. I'm probably going to sleep on the floor. That airport's got like, they have nap rooms there where like you can literally go in and just get like a cot and sleep. I was like, this is crazy. Like this is some top tier shit where like all of this just feels so much better than stuff in the US. So I was a big fan of it. I will say at this point, it seems like we're probably going to end up going out to Asia each year for these conferences. Getting there sucks. Coming home sucks. Being there is fun. It's so cheap. The food's really good. The people are nice. Since this was our second time, I was like, okay, we knew what to expect. The conference was much bigger this year, like significantly bigger. The lines were really bad at first. And like I was publicly complaining on the timeline about it. I was like, this is fucked. It's like a 2-hour wait to get in. The founder of the conference responded, was like, we're working on it. They did work on it, ended up getting that wait time down to like 5 to 10 minutes. So I was like, okay, well done. Can't complain. Conference was really good. We didn't really do many side events besides like the ones we were partnering with. So I was like, okay, yeah, this is good. Like we knew what to expect. But yeah, it was good. It was good across the board. All in all good. But I'm very happy to be back at my desk. Like
note to HR, Easy needs to transit through Korea every time he travels. Even when he's going to Las Vegas, he needs to go through Korea.
Yeah.
You just go through Korea, get to Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I want you back like this.
It was good. I was very happy with it. But now hopefully no travel for a while. I want to just like chill.
Well, I'm happy to have you back as Q1 is starting and we are getting moving on the majors. Bitcoin setting a new all-time high. We're pumping. Love to hear what you are trading. We have a lot to talk about, though. Sig, how about we take it away with a weather report here, and then we'll dive into the rest of the show.
Yeah, let's start off with that weather report, folks. It's Monday, October 6th. Looking at that crypto roundup, the majors, they're up on a weekend with Bitcoin over 124,000 if you're celebrating all-time high. ETH just under 2,500, right? You sure that's right? 3,500? I think that's wrong, right? 4, Solana at 200.
It's over
4,500.
$4,583 right now.
Thank you, Easy. And we got Solana at 234, hype back under $49. Over the past weekend, top 3 stories. Bitcoin had its highest ever weekly close after setting an all-time new high of 125,725 over the weekend. The crypto total market cap is also at an all-time high of 4.26 trillion. Next up, your favorite wallet, MetaMask, announced a ways to earn rewards feature with users earning points for volume. Detectives also snooped the code repository to reveal that there will be points rewarded as well for historical volume. OGs clapping at the back. And then finally, DeFi Llama delisted statistics relating to Aster volume from their platform over the weekend. The founder, OX and NGMI, cited wash trading concerns and a correlation of Aster volume with Binance volume as the reason for the takedown. Aster is up in the morning, back over $2.10. It is looking lovely and sunny out there, but it is back to you in the studio.
Excellent weather report as always, Signal. It's funny that I saw a lot of fun on the timeline about the Aster stuff. They're like, oh my God, they're wash trading. They're fudding it. And like everyone's like main thesis for Aster was like CZ and company are going to crime this token. And they get surprised when like there's wash trading in a dark pool that like matches Binance exactly in terms of volume. It's just so funny to me. Like why people
I think that's so bullish. Like,
right?
Everyone's like, dude, this is bearish. I'm like, dude, they're just using Binance's order book. Like the complaint was the liquidity was bad. And they were like, well, here's the solution. Let's just put all the Binance order book flow directly into a decentralized location. I'm like, Okay, sure, call it fake. They're saying they got 3 million users. You know who else has 3 million users? Binance. So I'm like, what the like, are we dumb? Like, how dumb are we? When I saw this thing selling off because of that, I was like, okay, we're taking 100% of our net gains and buying this thing back. Like, we're up 30%. How the like? How dumb are you to think that that's negative?
Yep. Yeah, I think I bought around here, and then I bought again like down here.
My average is 1.867.
I'm like almost
identical. Yeah, that's great.
Almost identical.
I was like, yeah, it touched like 1.7. I was down at one point, like probably 15 grand, and I was like, okay, let's just buy more if we can move money over quick enough. And then I got distracted, and then it was already back above $2. So I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Like, I think this thing is like, my next target's $3 on this. It feels good. It feels like it's going to get there. I see some people calling for $40. I'm like, all right, now we're just smoking crack. But I do think that there is opportunity for this when you have CZ saying, I can't do anything at Binance. I think decentralization indexes will flip centralized exchanges, and there's dark pools on this so people can buy it without being tracked. I'm like, yeah, this guy is going to go all in on this and just run the Binance playbook. If you open up the BNB chart, and you want to pretend that you're bearish on Aster, you're an absolute moron. And like, I did see FUD saying that, like, look at this fucking chart, dude. Like, this thing looks like the gold chart. It looks more like the gold chart than Bitcoin does. Like, this thing is up and to the right only. It's fucking nuts. And they're like, yeah, KOLs are getting paid $250K for like pushing this thing. I'm like, I wish I got $250K. That'd be fucking sick. Real quick, I have to take a call. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Okay.
No, Easy. You can tell Easy's so back, man. He just speaks and there's no air. He doesn't actually breathe when he says his sentences.
He went like right into the call and started talking to him.
I know.
Watching him in the back room.
He's literally going to be back in like under 0.5 seconds. So I just need to get my point out really quickly. The thing I like about, okay, so Aster as a product, I have to admit, I've had to have a lot of patience with it. I do like to put my trades on Hyperliquid instead, just because the product is much better. However, Aster as a narrative, as something that Binance is championing, we're still in this perp dex meta. I keep getting literally, like, I go into my wallet, we're now doing perps. I go to like Twitter, another perp platform comes up. So the perp meta is still there. People are still trying to farm all of these perps, either on Binance, on Solana, on Ethereum. So it's not going away. And this has been one of the strongest contenders. And the price action of this has been somewhat, I would say, interesting since it's come out. Obviously went from, 0.00 something all the way up to $2, broke up to $2.20. And now, even when we've had this sell-offs, it just sort of like goes down to around 1.7 and then just nicely rallies back over to everything else in my portfolio that I'm watching on CoinGecko. It's just dumping hideously. And this just seems really resilient in price action. When I look at XBL, I'm like, it feels like you're about to catch a falling knife. It just keeps going down. Now it's sort of hovering around 0.9. But that price action seems almost a lot more, I want to say, organic. This just feels like something is holding up the price action, and that's why I like it. And I'm not going to fade it. I'm just not fading Binance. I'm not fading CZ. If they want to be in the perp dex conversation, I just think this is one of the one of the platforms that you need to hold if you can get a good entry if you're still not on it. And I'm going to hold it. I agree with Easy, up to $3. I think it can easily get up there. Ray, do you have a bag of this?
Yeah, I doubled up my bag of this yesterday. I bought, like I was saying, I bought a little bit on this kind of fake out to $2, or maybe it was here.
Oh, yeah,
like 195. It went down a bit.
You sold at 75 cents, Ray.
Yeah, I've been trading this. Everyone knows this, huh?
Believe in something, Ray.
It just took a while to form the thesis.
You're buying the green candle. This is the Ray confirmed. I
bought what I thought was going to be the breakout here. We didn't. I held it all the way through the dump, and then I bought more on the dump yesterday.
Okay. You're also on a heater with that punk strategy call. Phenomenal.
Yeah, punk strategy's been awesome. We bought more this morning. Did you see what happened this morning?
Yeah, someone nuked the chart.
Yeah, $2.8 million one clip sale into the tax pool. Went right, bought 2 more punks with it immediately, slightly overpriced. And it's almost back. I mean, it's like 230 mil right now. It went all the way down to 60 mil.
Unreal.
So I doubled up my position at like 150. So I had a more punk strategy as well. I heard you're feeling a little bit under the weather. How you feeling today? How was Asia?
It was good to see you, Ray and Signal. Hope you guys are doing well. I feel like shit. I'm gonna be honest. I feel absolutely terrible. I got back from Asia, like 22 hours of flying, and I was on my couch for the last 2 days, just sitting there on my ass watching football, watching Netflix, watching movies. Just terrible. I have a fever, coughing, aching, but I feel better today. I walked around a little bit, drank some honeydew juice.
Ooh.
Drank some of the vitamin C or something. Hydrating. I'm feeling better. You know how you feel like you're turning a corner? That's today. So let's go. Ready to rock.
Love to feel it. Love to feel it. Are you feeling healthy enough to be dancing? Is the question that a
No.
lot of people are asking
Good.
right now.
No
Good.
I
dance.
wonder why we hit an
Yeah.
all-time high over the weekend. It's a little questionable. Tia Chads in the comments was asking your take on the incident with Fogo, where you danced on stage and absolutely killed price action on everything for a week.
Yeah, that was tough. That wasn't planned, by the way. That was. Is there an echo coming in for anyone? Am I the only one that hears it? Let me fix this. That was, we were on the stage and we were there and there were some people dancing and the founder of Fogo Chain was sitting there. He's like, you want to get up there and dance, dude? You want to go dance with them? And I'm like, no, dude, I do not want to do that. And he just goes, hey, ladies, it's fine if he goes up there and dance with you guys, right? And they're like, yeah, bring him up. And I'm like, all right, I'll go. I don't have a choice now. If the founder of the chain is telling you to dance, you dance.
Bitch, dance.
I was like, all right.
Well, Clemente, look, you sound like the old Easy. That's how Easy used to come back when he came back from Asia. So you need to do the hotel thing, which he did, which is sleep in a hotel, and then you come back just full of beans, ready to talk. But man, it's good to see you. You were really like shitting on Singapore a lot on the timeline. Was it that bad? Come on.
Not a fan. I'm not a fan of it at all. Not a fan of Singapore. I like other Asian countries. Went to Thailand, phenomenal. Korea was fine. Singapore was just like expensive, crazy traffic. And
But that was because of F1.
I think it was regardless. I was seeing traffic. But it was like, people were like, oh, go eat at the Luger whatever stands or the Hawker stands. You're sitting there sweating your balls off for a $4 thing of chicken and rice. I was like, dude, I'll pay $10 for it if I can get AC. I'm melting. And I can't even pay. I got to go to the ATM, get cash because they only take like, it was so overrated. And then we got Nick going to Bali for 2 days and saying it's the best country on earth, and the US is like washed up. I'm like, what are we talking about here?
What alpha did you come back with, Clemente? Like, what did you hear? Like, boots on the ground. What did you hear over there that we don't get on the timeline?
Honestly, it felt a lot more like institutionalized this year. The CryptoCon was the most financial, like it felt more official this year than ever before, where it was like more corporate, legit versus like other times we've gone to these conferences more like degen. It was way less degen this year. As far as alpha goes, I don't really have anything other than the BNB stuff. I was sitting there with Easy. We were drinking tea, and it was right when 4 was pumping on BNB. I'm like, Easy, this looks pretty good to me.
He got a great entry. Me and him were literally sitting there sipping teapots in fucking Singapore. Like,
Are you still holding this? This is an awesome call. Are you still holding this, Clemente?
bro,
I'm
they
still
pulled out
holding it.
two single teapots for you.
Dude, Easy and I were just sipping tea. I'm like, Easy, this is a buy. No, he's like, he was too busy working on something else. We were just sipping tea. I'm like, I'm gonna just buy this. I posted a video on it, and as soon as I posted the video, it dumped 40%. Inverse Bra posted about it. He was like, he strikes again. So I'm like, should I delete this video? I straight up made a video about a meme coin.
You're sitting there, you looked at me, you're like, do I delete this? I was like, I don't know, man. This is ugly. Like, I'm kind of shitting on Clemente. Next day, we all like end up leaving the following day. Clemente texts me, he's like, it's at 300 mil. I'm like, what?
Or it was at
Or it's
150
at
mil.
150 mil. 150 mil. I'm like, what? I was like, well, how much are you up? He's like 4 or 5x. I was like, damn. And BNB size is size. Like one BNB is $1,000, $1,200. So
Yeah.
like if you're up 5 BNB, you're up $6,000. Like It's the numbers are just crazy because if you're up if you make one Solana, you're like, oh, this is cool. Like I'm up $250. You make one BNB, it's like, oh, like I'm up some cash.
Easy. I tweeted about it this morning. It feels like BNB is the place to be trading at right now. What do you?
So there's a ton of volume over there. There's definitely a lot of interest on that side of the market. There's memes that are running. People seem to be excited about it. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like that's the current market. But once again, we were talking about this before you came on. I'm just long Aster. Like if you like BNB, just long Aster. Like BNB is the Binance coin. I just feel like with that, you almost have to just buy Aster instead. Also, Ray, we're up a small house on past.
It's not showing. I mean, it's not showing up great for me. I'm up
it's
like
$2.20, 5.1 mil FTV. You got to find the right liquidity pool and clip out smaller size.
Yeah, maybe Uniswap's not routing me right, but it's like only saying I'm up like 10%.
You got to go smaller size because the slippage is big. But I also think the second that they do the first punk auction, this absolutely rips because they're just going to burn a fuck ton of this.
Yeah, we'll take a look there. Yeah, so it's actually, so let's talk about this really quickly because people might not be familiar with this. So let me pull it up on screen here. We're going to go to NFT strategies. We're going to go to past. So this is Punk Auction Strategy. This is launched over the weekend, I believe. And essentially, let's see here. What they do is their tokens go to buy a Punk, and then the Punk goes into a Dutch auction in the past token. So it's like slightly different mechanics than a Punk strategy. So what happens is, buys the Punks, go to Dutch auction, and then the Punk gets a Dutch auction by pass, and the pass that gets received from the Dutch auction gets burned. So it's like a more self-focused Punk strategy, because with a Dutch auction, you're eventually going to get to a price where you're below the Punk's floor, and people are going to like want to buy it in the pass token. You need pass token to buy it, so puts buy pressure on the pass token and then burns that pass token. So it'll have faster velocity of sales and faster velocity of burns than a Punk strategy would with this sort of method. So now it's just a matter of like how this gets adopted, how it plays out as these auctions take place. So it's one I'm definitely watching for sure. I bought some with you this morning, so we'll take a look and see how it does. I think the first Punk is actually like available.
It's about to go up for yeah, it's available right now. It's currently being Dutch auctioned.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see it right now. Maybe I gotta connect my wallet first. But it's gonna be interesting because, like, do you hold the token or do you use the token to buy the Punk too? Yeah, I'm struggling to buy it on the website as well. I'm not seeing anything here, so I'll keep working to figure out if we can get this UI up and running. But yeah, interesting token here. Price action on it since launch has been, I mean, pretty much up only. It's got like a weird chart. I have to imagine this is due to whatever fee structure they're using.
Right. Did you make like straight up like 30 grand on Punk strategy?
I made around there, but if I was holding like near the top,
okay,
like
you can't
mid six figures.
You can't think about that.
Yeah,
dude, I remember we got to find the clip last week or 2 weeks ago. You were bringing up like Punk strategy and how you think it's a good play at 20 mil, 25 mil. And I was sitting there, I'm like, Ray, didn't you buy this thing at 3 mil? So you're
like 1 to 2 mil. Yeah.
Up 8x. And I'm like, basically, I was like, fuck you. And then it just does another 10x from there.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. So they everything's doing well. And I'm kind of thinking like we're talking about what could be like a Q4 meta. Are these strategy tokens like a potential meta in Q4? Do we see new creative ways to do these on NFT collections? Do we see like derivatives buying tokens and ERC20 tokens? Like what's going to happen with these as we see more and more? Or are we going to like reaching a point of like oversaturation now and things are getting frothy? So like I'm really curious what your thoughts are. Like, is this sustainable in any way?
The only thing I'm curious about is why would you want to buy the NFT strategy token? Is it to get like I've been trying to understand that. I guess it's to get exposure to the potential of it running. Right? If I buy if I buy Goblin Town strategy, right, when it launches, what am I speculating on?
The catch up in price. That's the thing.
Yeah,
You're
your
speculating
price go
on
up.
there's an arbitrage opportunity there where the price of the token is inherently less valuable than the floor price of the NFT. And because the flywheel pushes the price of the NFTs up, inherently the token rises. And then with that, buyback fees, burn fees, etc., makes the supply deflationary. So therefore, price of token goes higher despite market cap not increasing. So there's like some game theory on it where you want just continuous volume on these tokens because it'll force the price up of the NFT assets, which will force the price up of the token. And I'm not like a big fan of these, truthfully. I'm not.
The big
But
thing is you
I like
need
price growth.
NFT, you need NFT buyers to come in, because it does make sense to me. Actually, the why the token price should go up, but this is like all of the token price pumps have just been from, or all of the NFT pumps have just been from these things being launched, right? Isn't Punk strategy trading at like 25x their Punk valuation?
Yeah, something like that, something crazy absurd. So I think they're trading like as a meme and liquidity premium on top of the illiquid assets they hold. I think the way that this thing dies is non-Punk strategy token launches start to taper off and not be sure things. Because right now, it starts at a low market cap with a high tax. So essentially, you're buying at like a 95% tax at like a 50K market cap. And it ends up being like, hey, if you can get in like into these early taxed periods, you're still like up because these things run to 5-6 million as kind of like a low end number. If you're just looking at the list of all of the strategies, you're like, okay, so that seeds the NFTs into the strategy and like drives initial volume. Punk strategy moves up because it's getting the fees. Everything's like flywheeling. Punk strategy moves up. The other strategies go, okay, well, Punk strategy is now worth, say, 500 million. We need to be worth like 10 or 15 million. Like people are like speculating down the risk curve. I mean, you look at it overall, like it's looking very like Ponzi-ish. And the thing that like breaks it is that bottom layer, the demand for the new launches. So if demand for new launches and price of other tokens that get launched goes down, that's when you have to be like very nervous and be like, okay, maybe it's time to take profit and exit, because the flywheel depends on those new launches continuing to be successful.
And also as well, I think like looking at this from the outside, it's a really nice hybrid of two different communities. You've got people who love NFTs and have just kind of like been waiting for that momentum and capital to flow back into it, but potentially we're not quite there yet. There's a lot of capital that's been going to other places. So these strategies allow people who want to participate in the NFT market to put money into it. And then at the same time, you're also looking at other chains where you're like, for example, looking at the hypers and you're thinking, okay, I would like a strategy for that NFT because they're so like one NFT is, I don't know how much it is, but let's say it's like $60,000 right now. Most people aren't going to spend that kind of money on an NFT, but they will happily put it into the strategy. So you've got basically NFTs as tokens, and then hybrid of people who want to be in meme coins, people who want NFTs. So it kind of like encapsulates a lot of the people within the space, and I think that's why it's another reason why people want to jump onto things, because that premium that Ray is talking about, objectively, that sounds absolutely absurd. Yet, you know, it goes down 2.8 million and it just gets eaten up in moments. So I think it's one of the things we don't kind of overthink it and you just go with the momentum, because anyone who has kind of been sidelined, aka for example me, and you can't really deny that this has like a ferocious appetite for capital.
Yeah, and just to catch everybody up on the NFT strategies by Adam, the initial ones, they had the audits wrap up. They're going to start launching them again starting today, I believe, with Goblin strategy. So they had their audits. They're doing the new and improved contract that won't allow like swapping of NFTs, which was part of the issues which made them pause. So there's 10 projects, 5 coming this week, 5 coming next week, and then they're going to start daily auctions where essentially people can buy the right to launch the new strategy ticker. They're doing one per day to like maintain some sort of like lack of dilution, I guess, or like attention to each one, which makes sense. I'm really curious what's going to happen with these auctions. Are people going to be valuing these? Also, I was like running through my head over the weekend, like how do you like take advantage of these as like an arb trader? Like, do you like find an NFT collection with like a low floor, decent like supply, decent distribution, and then like buy up a ton of them and then auction to get the next strategy? So like there's a lot of like game theory that's going to go into this. I think I spent a lot of time looking at like low floor price collections. I was looking at like Atom Bomb Squad over the weekend, trying to figure out, all right, how much money would I need to pay to win an auction?
All right, now we're just getting fucking dumb, dude.
Yeah,
Atom
that's what I'm
Bomb
saying.
Squad.
The space is dumb though. The space is
Yeah,
dumb.
okay, we're launching RoboPet strategy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Something like
we're-
that. Yeah.
What's the one you bought? Was it RoboPets? Yeah, we're launching a Cool Cat milk strategy where we just buy the Cool Cats token, not actually Cool Cats.
Right.
Get the dude, just buy the punk strategy, buy the fastest horse, buy open door technology, and get rich forever. You know, it's that simple.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I'm just telling you where the degens' minds are going to go. I think we're going to see some wild collections in these auctions try to like win it, because people have loaded up supply and they can basically release that supply like into the strategy. Yeah, so they're going to start up. We'll be watching that with a close eye. Also have Aster pumping this morning. We had some MetaMask rewards as well.
MetaMask rewards.
Yeah, we found a little bit of their rewards program coming up. We talked about this in the weather report, Clemente. There's going to be point system for volume and swaps, and then they looked in the GitHub repository and they saw that there was also rewards for historical volume. I don't know if it's all historical volume
In
for
their
each
swaps,
or
so
just from their
basically
swaps.
from using their in-wallet swap.
Right.
Shit, I've not used that.
Yeah.
Isn't
so I
it
think
terrible? Don't they take like a 1% fee?
Yeah, they take fees. Yep. So could be interesting. I feel like they were talking about an airdrop and they're like, okay, well, here's the farming program. So try to drive volume back into the wallet ahead of that, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not going to go back to MetaMask for that from Rabby. I don't know if you guys have any plans to. Easy, I think.
Fuck no.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What's they're doing a Ponzi with their Linea token.
Yeah, Linea tokens get like extra value from swaps.
Linea token holders.
Oh my god, Ethereum is sending. Oh my god. Oh my god, Ethereum is sending. Solana's sending. Oh my god.
I mean, everything's sending right now. Holy shit.
Oh my god, the S&P gap up. Beautiful.
ETH is now
oh my god,
over.
the dollar's jumping. Oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god, the dollar is
Ethereum.
absolutely worthless.
Oh my god, we all denominated everything in dollars, so we're all fucking broke. Oh my god, the US government fucked us again.
I mean, 4,600 ETH. Clemente, hit that gritty.
Dude, don't.
What was I drawing here? Look at this drawing. What
Ray,
is
what
this?
the fuck do you got going on, man?
These are Ansems. These are Ansems like bear case, bull case.
Did any of you guys get it? I mean, this is how you know where it's a bull market. What the hell is Zcash? And why is that up 3x in the last week?
It's a privacy coin. So it's like Monero, where you can send money on chain without it being tracked to you. So these coins, like Zcash is getting a big push right now. Clearly, social media is all over it. I actually like Monero better, XMR, better than Zcash. Some people don't. The true decentralization maxis say like Zcash is owned by the government, so it's not actually like they can find out it's you. Monero is truly decentralized, and Monero is like very difficult to buy. There's not like an easy way to go on an exchange and buy it. No centralized exchange has Monero listed. Zcash, I believe, is listed on a few of them. So true decentralization guys like it.
I bought a very degen play into this space yesterday. 3 million market cap on Solana, Voidify. I saw someone sharing that they're basically partnering with Tornado Cash to run.
That's interesting.
Privacy on Solana. So I took a flyer here basically at this price late last night.
What's the market cap?
3.3 mil. Just like a little flyer here saying, hey, if privacy hits and this is actually something, we'll take it.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's been out for a bit too. So like it's basically pumped on that Tornado Cash news and then it's been running sideways. But low market cap, risky. What's up, Sig?
Sorry, I was going to ask, how long do you think we've got to take these flyers? It's just like people are going, like, give it 3 weeks ago, you wouldn't have made that trade, right? Do you remember 3 weeks ago when we had that weird sell-off and everybody thought it was Binance manipulated? And then it was when we had Chris on the show, and we were talking about the sell-off. So not even 2 weeks ago, and now we're talking privacy coins and just the derivative of the privacy coins, and it just feels like things are maybe running a little bit too hot. I don't know how much time we have for this environment.
I don't think things are hot by any means. I'm definitely taking more shots now as prices are going up and we're approaching price discovery on a couple things. I think that people are feeling more frothy. I think people are more willing to part with capital to take these risks in a Q4 where everyone's like, hey, this is like, we're getting ready to send. We just hit Q4. This is time. We could pull back. These could all go to zero. And there could be more interesting things that happen in Q4. But my mindset right now is like, there's going to be a lot of silliness. Like if you remember last bull run, you could be throwing darts the entire run and hit big X runners. So I want to like,
Christ, we're literally buying tokens. That's entire goal is to buy NFTs. Yeah. NFTs have been so fucking dead for this entire cycle. And we're now saying that this is the future of finance. Like it's already a silly cycle. You had 18 days to buy punk strategy for basically an unlimited size 7x. Like that's what when I see that, I'm like, okay, this is starting to feel very aggressive, which I'm not against. Like I think there's still a lot of opportunity, a lot of time. A lot of people have been asking me, like, do you think Q4 top? Too many people are calling Q4 top. So I think you end up getting a lot of people sidelined. I'm more in line of March, April of next year. But even then it's like the 4-year cycle to me feels completely gone. Like it doesn't feel like that's still a reality. You have gold pushing 4K. Look at the Bitcoin gold pair. It hasn't made a new all-time high. So I'm like, if Bitcoin really is digital gold and hedge funds and asset managers are saying to allocate 4% of your portfolio to Bitcoin, we haven't fully seen that escape velocity move. We've just been slow grinding back up. Like if you look at the Bitcoin chart over, let's take a look here. Let me look up at my 55-inch television and take a look at the Bitcoin chart here. This thing back in April, dude, even the end of September, this thing's made a almost 20% move to the upside here in the last 7 days. So like it is starting to feel aggressive, but we just get like we make higher highs and higher lows every time. Dating back to June, late June, you had under 100K. So I'm like, yeah, this feels really good. Like I'm not against seeing this price action, but then I still look at gold and I still look at the dollar, which the dollar's held up. I'm anticipating that to drop more, and I'm anticipating gold to continue to grind higher, which should bring the rest of risk on assets up. The equity market, now they're calling for a $9,000 S&P in a bubble scenario, which came out today. So I'm like, yeah, this to me is way more interesting to see a run towards the upside here for quote like silly season, where a lot of other stuff will probably also make aggressive highs, where you're going to like, we haven't seen the portfolio screenshots on the timeline yet. Once you do, it's probably like, okay, now's the time to take a step back and start taking more money into your pockets.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with you. I'm just taking more darts, taking initials, allowing you to throw more darts, and then just I think I'll let them cook. Like, I also need to like be more diligent now about letting charts run. I think take initials and let charts run and sit on winners that I have like confidence in, because I think somebody mentioned in the chat like bear market PTSD. I think that's a real thing, where you're taking your wins potentially too early when things get silly. Like I did that with punk strategy for sure. So I kind of want to like go more into a position where I'm like finding interesting plays, taking initials ASAP, and then just letting that moonbag run for silliness, 10x silliness at least. So that's kind of like where my mind frame is right now. I mean, this can obviously change, but that's how I'm kind of framing things coming into like a potential like super bullish Q4. Speaking of silliness, with strategies, we saw Node Monkeys launch a strategy. Their floor price is up 84% over the last 7 days. So Ordinals getting in on it. Another one is Pizza Ninjas up 67%. There's some rumblings that they're launching their own strategy. We have this ninjastrategy.fun site that was launched.
Wait, is this a rune?
So they're launched on this thing called, it's like Rada something. It's like a platform on Bitcoin where the tokens are launched.
But the
So
token
this
is on
gonna be-
Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's on Bitcoin.
Oh god.
Yeah, so like, and the collections have like really reacted. So I think we're gonna see like if you're somebody in the Runes ecosystem, like who's holding monkeys, puppets, ninjas, some of these other things, you're gonna see some price appreciation, maybe an exit. But Pizza Ninja is interesting to me because it's such a lower supply collection that like isn't like have a ton listed. I think these were like
Yeah,
0.02 Bitcoin.
the listings
at
are
the
so
time.
low on these collections that any liquidity can make these absolutely send.
Right.
Should we
So
buy
I'm
a
interested to
Bitcoin puppet?
I mean, that's an interesting idea too. Like that they have a higher supply though. Like I have a ninja. I'm like, do I add another ninja here? Like, are Bitcoiners going to get behind this? Are they going to keep
Ray,
putting their
come
Bitcoin into this
on.
degen stuff? I already
Dude,
have a puppet. I already have a
Pizza
ninja.
Ninjas are up 67%, Ray.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's fascinating. Let's get back into runes. What a good fucking move. And we're not talking about it being euphoric. Dude, we sound retarded. Like, what are we doing here? Like, yeah, dude, runes are the future. Like, holy shit, when are we gonna get a what are those things? Big Taproot Wizard fucking premium here with ticker magic strategy. And it's all on runes, and we're gonna stack sats and burn the sats. And Satoshi's back. Like, what the fuck, dude? Stop. Seek God.
Yeah, runes are all down on 30 days.
I mean,
Oh,
runes are a disaster.
Is anybody surprised by that sentence? You could have told me runes were down on the 1000 day, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. You could tell me runes have never gone up, and I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, that completely understandable.
Yeah, there is some
The
silliness
only thing that's going
on.
up, Ray, is past Punk's auction strategy token.
Are we still up?
It's at $2.50.
Oh yeah, it's cooking nicely.
Yeah, we're up nicely.
Punk auction strategy up to $2.40, $5.7 million market cap. That Dutch auction is underway. Big day today for exchanges. We'll go all the way down the risk curve to all the way up the risk curve. Exchange trading products today. Grayscale adding staking to ETH and SOL products. ETH becomes the first spot ETF to trade on public markets that allows staking. That's going live today. Also, their G-Sol Solana product, which trades OTC, also goes live with staking today. So we're going to have some staking products available for institutions, which is really cool. We've been waiting on these for a while. So interesting to see what's going to happen there. It seems like we're pumping all around in the market. Maybe Ethereum front running that a little bit up at 4,600. Do you think these staked ETFs have much an effect overall on like TradFi Easy, or like do you think it's just kind of like at this point it's like whatever?
I mean, they'll always have an effect. It's ETFs in general are just volume in the charts. With TradFi Capital involved, though, it's just like these things are going to trade significantly more in line with like the S&P and NASDAQ than anything else at this point.
Now that they lost staking and they become like just more attractive, I guess the thought process is, hey,
because you get the inherent yield. So like,
yeah,
why would you put something into a savings account that's going to generate you 2.5% when you can buy into an ETF that's going to generate you 5%, like a guaranteed 5% on your capital? Yeah, price can fluctuate, but you're going to have 5% more of that underlying asset regardless. So like that's way more interesting. And would it shock me if we start to see like stablecoin yield stuff on TradFi? Not at all. Like these things, when you have risk on assets that have a guaranteed yield in a rate cut environment, are way more interesting because rates go down. So those high yield savings accounts are going to drop to like 1.5% instead of the 2.5%, are significantly less lucrative than buying into an ETF that's going to get you 5%. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a risk on asset. So you have the premium appreciation on top of that. That's why I'm like, yeah, this should theoretically see more of an upside potential.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Stablecoin stuff's gonna be interesting though, because as rates go down, like they lose some of their yield. So like the pure staking is going to be even more attractive, right?
Yeah,
That's
but there's just people who don't want to do like the DeFi stuff and take that action themselves. Like there's a premium to convenience. So even if that 5% is only 4%, but you don't have to do any of the clicking the buttons, people are going to go that route. You will always pay a premium for convenience. And as long as that yield is a better yield and a better return on the underlying capital than a high yield savings account or even treasury bonds, then it becomes way more interesting for the average consumer. Because it's like now these funds are going to be like, you can get 5% buying this ETF and have potential upside price appreciation. That's like, okay, this is interesting. Way more interesting.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I want to go more towards your alley where you've been leading recently, Easy. This is a funny story I saw Friday afternoon. Did Lord Miles bet on his own PolyMarket? Is this true? Do you see this?
Yeah, and he's in jail.
$60,000. People dug up his old wallets that he like shared on the timeline, and then found that they bought no on his water fast market. That's pretty wild.
Yeah, and then he got arrested. If you've seen, CoffeeZilla came out and actually reached out to the local authorities there to check in to see if he was actually arrested. And it does say right here, I'll send it in the private chat. You can see CoffeeZilla has said, I was skeptical of Lord Miles' detainment in Saudi Arabia, but today I personally confirmed with the UK FCDO spokesperson who said that they're supporting a British man detained in Saudi Arabia and are in touch with local authorities. So it seems like something may have gone down in which Lord Miles was arrested, which led to him breaking the fast, but he capitalized. What's crazy is he only made like 30 grand, dude. Like he could have just bought Punk strategy in the first 18 days and made significantly more instead of rugging the poly market. It is kind of just a bad look though because of the official partnership with this, and it feels like these culture markets may not be as lucrative anymore.
Yeah, that's interesting. Have there been any markets that you've been looking at specifically lately? You've been trading? I know you were on Taylor
I'm
Swift.
interested in, yeah, so I paper handed the Taylor Swift one. That was literally free money. I'm a fucking idiot. I like Curtis Sliwa to drop out for the New York mayoral candidate situation. It surged as high as 40%, but if you look, I'm actually like the third top holder on this fucking thing, which is not a great idea. But the fourth top holder is this guy Sprays. If you click on Sprays and look at his profile, he only holds two markets right now, Curtis Sliwa and Andrew Cuomo to win. And if you go into activity and scroll all the way down, he front ran the Eric Adams dropout by a couple days and made $30,000. So it seems like this account may be some level of New York insider. I made a post about this. Got called a moron for sharing this insider
That was so
information.
funny. People were like,
Everyone's
"This
calling me a
guy's
retard."
retarded."
Yeah.
instead of keeping the alpha to himself, he's dropping it on
Giving it
Twitter
away on
for
the timeline
clout.
for free. Yeah, I'm like, the funniest part was those fucking morons didn't know I've been in this position before the insider. Like, I'm the third largest holder of this. So if anything, you could say I'm pumping my own bags, sure, but I've been in before this guy was buying. But as soon as I saw him buy, I'm like, that's way more interesting because this dude giga printed on the Eric Adams market and is now buying these two markets, and he's only traded the Eric Adams stuff. So I'm like, yeah, this to me feels like a good opportunity. And it's still cheap. Like you still have a 4x potential. And the election is in 30 days, like almost 30 days to the day.
Maybe need to jump in this one then. Love being on the same side as insiders. How are the other side looking? Did anybody here?
There's a few like decent whales on it, but one of the largest holders who had like $1 million P&L sold his position recently, like very recently. So it looked like he got out, which is very like Gorilla's a very big and prominent person. The top two are both like heavily profitable on these markets, and Cappy's $1 million P&L account. So there's some really good like positive accounts on this, which is like my slight concern. You have D-Based who's made 955K, Cappy at 977K. So you have some whales that are like really on the know for this. But these positions that they have for their size isn't much. That's the crazy part. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens here. But like Gorilla, for example, has an 18K position on this, but his largest position is on Andrew Cuomo not to win at 135K. So there's like some of these things is like hedges that they take. The thing that I'm more interested in is someone who's basically a new account. That Sprays account was made in September, 7 days before Adams dropped out. And just the only thing they were buying was Eric Adams dropping out. So I'm like, yeah, that's way more interesting to me to tail someone like that, where it looks like a net new account. And because PolyMarket's completely on chain, you have the access to that holder information, which is like, you call it an insider, but because it's all memorialized on chain, you can just go and look at it. So I'm like, yeah, this is great. These resources are there if you want to spend a couple minutes to do that.
Kix has been talking about PolyMarket prediction markets being the Q4 AI boom meta that we saw last year, Q4 and
yeah. So I do
Q1.
agree, and it's because you can buy tokens for products that are on PolyMarket and prediction markets. Polycule is interesting. Poly Insights is dropping a token from what I've been able to gather, so I'm interested in that. Polysite, I believe, is the name. I think. Oh
Here's
my
what
God,
I have
is
from
it?
what he listed: Polycule, SX Network, Flipper, Rain, Polybro,
Yep.
Polytrade.
Yeah, so I like
Polytrade.
Polycule a lot, and I like Flipper a lot. Those are the two I'm the most interested in. Then there is this other one that's not out yet. One sec, let me find it. Yeah, it's Polysights. POLYSIGHTS.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
Take a look there. Yeah, I'm in all those ones I just listed. I followed kicks into these, like a decent position in case this hits. But I understand the thesis. It's like to get an edge on prediction markets, you're going to be using these tools. It's like akin to using trading bots to trade meme coins. Like you're not just trading meme coins on Jupe, like you're using the tooling to be able to find the insiders, to be able to get fills quickly, to buy and sell out of positions. Like this is going to become a big thing if prediction markets grow. So what's the story on
and
this?
then there's arbitrage bots.
Yep.
There's stuff like that. So it's basically any way to automate these markets. I think these tokens are going to reprice much higher as more volume comes in. Kalshi just broke, I think it was 3 bill in volume this weekend, largely with sports. PolyMarket's also up and to the right. And none of this is election cycle. So like you go into midterms, and I think these volumes surge again because that's when you see the most of the volume is around elections, US elections specifically. Polysites is a AI powered platform that'll show you holder data. When I posted the insider thing about sprays, they actually commented and were like, we've actually been monitoring this account. You're just the first one to post it on like a public forum. And they're like, all your data is correct. Like this is getting flagged in our systems as an insider. So it's very interesting for us. So they just have a ton of data, and I like the tool a lot. So I'm like, if you can find good tools that have tokens in this ecosystem, then it becomes very interesting.
All right, so there's no way to buy into these early access pricing plan things here.
No, so that's the thing is until there's a token live, there's nothing that you can do. That's why Polycule is probably the most interesting.
So Polycule, what does Polycule do?
Roughly same idea. So they have a couple different tools that they're building out. This fucking dog is going crazy. They have a couple tools that they're building out that I think are pretty interesting. As far as like,
this is definitely not the right site.
no. It was.
Somebody
So what's actually
stole
crazy
their,
is I'm pretty sure PQL was a Believe app token. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I'm just trying to find it here. PMX is the token. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it's PMX. There's a couple of them. Regardless, they do a bunch of random shit though. So it'll have governance. There's opportunities for it to launch their own bots. Yeah, there's or their own markets. I just think right now is like they rebranded. Okay, so it's PMX. That's what it was. They rebranded the PMX. PMX_trade. That's what it is.
Easy. Some people feel like they're late to the farming of the prediction markets just because of the amount of volume you'd have to put through at this stage to potentially have a good profit. They might be late. So of those tokens, which ones should they be looking at if you want to participate in that meta having more,
I think Ray
more
gave
momentum,
you the
more
list.
capital?
I think PMX and I think Flipper are the two that I'm the most interested in just because those are the ones I've spent time looking into. And like PMX is Solana based and works with Meteora for like liquidity pools for Solana based market for it. And I think just as it's a rising tide lifts all boats situation, as you see more demand and more interest in prediction markets, these products will start to increase in value because more people are going to speculate that there's more stuff going on with those and want exposure to it. So that's where I'm like, okay, you can basically just take swings at those. And then when the PolyMarket token comes out at a 9 bill FDV, everything will reprice higher because it's now products built on the back of it. So you see, and Limitless is the other one. It's oversubscribed by like 1,500%. So like it's insane interest in it. And that's only sports. So when I look at Limitless, I think it's Solana based, might not be Solana based, but it's crypto stock price prediction markets. That's it. They've done over $430 million in volume traded, and they're doing their raise through Kaido. So I look at something like that where there's clearly huge demand for these tokens, huge demand. But if you want to farm something, the best farm, in my opinion, is Myriad, like by a long shot, because the volume's so low and you get dual points for farming it. You get abstract points and Myriad points to farm it. And word on the street is if you just buy Rug token, you can get exposure to Myriad when the Myriad token launches. So that's something I'm interested in. Is like,
And
that's
you can
probably the alternative
also
route.
yap about it on Kaido and Z and earn yap
Yep.
points and airdrop points for that. So you
Yep.
know that's what they call a quadruple whammy.
But for context, I'm top 100 on Myriad, and I've only done, I put 5K in, like 5,000 US dollars. I've probably traded about 30 grand US, and
So very underfarmed.
I'm top 100 right now on the leaderboard with 30 grand in
Do
volume.
you need to take a trip to
capital.
Portugal to use it?
I don't know. I'm permanently in Germany, so I don't know.
Got it.
Yeah,
Please
I'm
hold.
genuinely not sure. Yeah, please hold. But yeah, so I mean, I think that those options, because it's whatever's going to hit the market first. Limitless will set kind of a standard right now because it's going to be the first token on the market, but it's only stocks and crypto for prediction markets. So basically, like, think of it as leverage trading. Myriad has more markets, culture, other things. It's more in line with a prediction market. If they come out before the PolyMarket token, which looks like they're going to, that is inherently a baseline that you should just want to get exposure to, because now you can have skin in the game for prediction markets. PolyMarket then comes out at a 9 bill FTV. If Myriad trades at 1/9 that at $1 billion FTV, that's great. And I think you can easily get exposure in the few hundred millions before that TGE, whether it's through farming on Myriad or through buying the token on launch, is like where I'm like, yeah, this is way more interesting to me on that front than going into some of these other things and trying to farm PolyMarket, where you like people have hundreds of millions of dollars of volume. So it's like, even me, I'm not expecting any sort of airdrop from it, but I want to buy the token day one. Like, I want to get exposure to it immediately.
All right, I'm in Hotshot. I'm on Myriad.
Let's go.
So deposit like $1,000 and just make
my list.
predictions on there. Like with $1,000, you could easily get into the top 500, like extremely easily. New all-time high.
Bitcoin's wanting to go for it here at over 125K again.
ETH sending, ETH giga sending.
It's absolutely
Holy shit.
sending. The dollar,
God,
the
it's
dollar's nuking.
The dollar.
Your mic is off, Easy. Your mic is off.
Yeah,
The dollar's fucking nuking and everything else is fucking sending.
Hyperliquid's dumping is down 1% on the day. It's absolutely topped out.
Hyperliquid is in the fucking gutter because Aster's a better DEX. You don't need a VPN to access CZ's crime chain.
Aster pulled back a little bit as well. A lot of price going to the majors right now.
But Punk Auction Strategy, new all-time high. Congrats to all those who participated.
Love to see it. Love to see it. We're running up on time. We have hard stop here. Thank you all for listening today. It's been a wonderful Monday. We have the crew all back together. We do this podcast Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern time. You can catch us on YouTube as well. Watch back. See what we're talking about in real time.